Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. Today we are going to do another chatty review style video for a show that was so hyped that I had to get myself a ticket, and that show, my friends, is Operation Mincemeat. So if you want to know my thoughts on this show, then stick around and we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. So yeah, here we go. Operation Mincemeat. I didn't really know that much about one, the show, and two, the operation it is based on before I stepped into the theatre. This show purely came about due to hype, and not just hype from adverts and the like, but also hype from other people. The amount of friends slash acquaintances that have seen the show and been telling me how amazing it is, I was like, okay, I hear you, I'm going to go and watch it. The ticket for me was quite pricey. I paid £75 for my ticket. I went on a Saturday matinee and all available tickets were that same price. My understanding, although my understanding could be incorrect, is that weekends it is about £70-ish for a ticket, and then midweek is slightly cheaper if you are fortunate enough to live in London and surrounding areas. But there is also something called the lottery, where you sign up through the Operation Mincemeat website, which I will remember to link down below, and every 2 weeks they allow, or they give out, a certain amount of tickets at a reduced price for, I believe, any available show in those 2-week periods. 2 of my friends actually have got or have recently won some of the lottery tickets, and I think if I was to go back and watch this show again, which, spoiler alert, I shall hopefully be doing so, I will try my hand at the good old lottery. But yeah, I would happily pay £75 for the pleasure of seeing that show again. But I know for some people it is a lot of money for one seat in a show. I'm aware of that. So I just thought I'd put that out front and centre right now. So if you don't know anything about Operation Mincemeat, the show, the musical, then let me give you a little bit of backstory. So this show has been created by a company called Spit Lip, who also have been the force behind the writing of the show, both the story and the music and everything about it. So the book, the music and lyrics have been all written by David Cumming, Felix Hagen, Natasha Hodgson and Zoe Roberts, some of which I will be mentioning again shortly because they're also part of the cast. And the whole show is based on an intelligence mission that happened in real life during World War II. I feel like I was about to go, I'm not going to explain the whole plot of the show, I'm not going to explain the whole operation, because it is explained to you in a much better way during the show. But let's just say I am not normally the history kind of gal. Usually I don't know a lot about a lot of things, but for probably the second time in my life, a musical has taught me and interested me in history. Firstly, it happened with Six. I mean, who can not say they've learned something from that show? And now this one has introduced me to a whole new area of history that I would probably not even known about and not been interested in if it wasn't for this show. and I have spent multiple times since going to the show on the likes of Google and Wikipedia looking up the characters that I mentioned in this show and kind of seeing, one, if they were the real deal, which most of them are. I think all of them are. And number two is what they got up to prior and after the operation happened. So congratulations, you have got me into history in a way that I didn't expect to be introduced into it. The music of this show is catchy, it's excellent, I feel. I have been listening to the cast recording pretty much non-stop since I went to the show on Saturday evening. It is now Wednesday evening, no, Saturday afternoon, now it's Wednesday evening as I film this, and it's safe to say I have not gone a day since without listening to at least some of the cast recording. It is normally this week it's definitely been my driving to work and back music. I pretty much listen to like Act 1 on the way there, Act 2 on the way back, or here or there, about that much. If I was to give it kind of a reference or a basis point, I would say it's got a bit of a Hamilton 6, a little something something about it vibe. I just think the song's been cleverly written, the music is catchy, there are some heartwarming songs, there are some power to the people songs, there is just a song for everything. There is even a song that starts Act 2 which I was not expecting but thoroughly enjoyed, and all music is performed or all songs are performed by only 5 actors on that stage, which is just absolutely amazing. Creatively, this show is absolutely excellent. From the moment you sit down in your seat, you're greeted by the most glorious of yellow curtains, which I have to say, if it is available once this show is done, which I hope is not for a long time, I hope they just keep extending it and extending it. I'd be quite gracious by that yellow curtain. I am a massive fan of yellow, as you probably would never tell by my purple wall, but I do love yellow and it's just the most stunning colour. And then the curtain is raised and you are greeted by pretty much the standard set, which has movable pieces. The set has been designed by Ben Stones. He is also the creator of the costumes, which I have to say looked very comfortable. The basis for most of the cast's costume is basically like a suit, trouser with a shirt and a tie for mostly, and then other parts of costume are put on top of those, sometimes to signify a different character or just as part of a scene change, or for various reasons. But the basis of most of the outfits is this suit, trouser, shirt situation, which I have to say looked the most comfortable. I even stated to my friends who I actually ended up bumping into at the show how comfortable and wearable the female wearers of the suit trouser looked. I definitely left the weekend after seeing both Operation Mincemeat on the Saturday afternoon and then Newsies on the Sunday afternoon. I kind of felt like I'd quite like to rock like a suit trouser and a brace. Never thought of wearing braces in the past, but the cast in both this show and Newsies just rock them so well. They just look so comfortable. Anyway, enough on braces. Yeah, absolutely excellent, and the set was so ingeniously done. Choreography in this show has been done by Jenny Arnold alongside Robert Hastie's direction. It's just cleverly done. They use all available space on that stage at the Fortune, and yeah, it was absolutely amazing to see that space used so cleverly. And definitely speaking about choreography, the second mention in this video to the beginning of Act 2, which was something else to say the least. If you have seen the show, you will know what I mean. If you haven't seen the show and you don't mind listening to a show before you watch it, just check out Das Übermensch. Just check it out, and then think in your head what you could see from that song, and then times by 10. It was something else. Moving on to the cast, as I previously mentioned, on stage for each performance is a cast of 5, and they are the strongest 5 in the world. So incredible to watch. For our performance we had David Cumming, Claire Marie Hall, Jack Malone, Zoe Roberts, and also first cover Holly Sumpton, who just did an amazing job as Ewan Montague and others. Each performer took on multiple roles, and when I saw that initially I was like, how's that going to work? Is it going to be easy to work out which of their roles they are doing? And yes, 100% it is. I just thought they were all so amazing. They all just had the best, like, there was amazing comic timing, there was just everything just felt effortless and so clever, and you can see it's like such a well oiled machine, and I was just in awe of that group of 5. They were just absolutely amazing. Each character had characters which I thought were phenomenal, and I definitely have my favourite characters. To name but a few, I really enjoyed Charles Chondley. I really enjoyed Holly's portrayal of Ewan Montague. Jean Leslie, who was played by Claire Marie Hall, and Spilsbury. I'm trying to sneak into conversation. What? It's just Brian. Again, if you've seen the show or you've heard the cast recording, you know who Brian is. If you don't get to know Brian, he was the star that was not on the stage. And I also enjoyed Hasselden, played by Zoe Roberts. For some reason I just really enjoyed his accent. I'm guessing it was like West Country-esque, and I don't know if he was from the West Country in real life, but I found it really warming. I love a West Country accent, me. But yes, everything about this show was just done to a T. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect going in. I kind of didn't expect what I got, but I loved what I got. I thought it was absolutely amazing. The humour in it is silly but clever but genius. There's jokes for one and all, from the really obvious like sight-based gags to the occasional like sly little joke which gets like a wink or a ah, or just the way it's all been cleverly done is just absolutely amazing. I feel like if you are a person who has in the past enjoyed the work of Mischief and their style of humour, not so much the slapstick element but the more comedy based element, that you probably really enjoy watching Operation Mincemeat and Spit Lips production. I thought it was absolutely excellent. As I think you can tell by this point, I 100% see the hype. Like I say, I've been listening to the cast recording pretty much on repeat since. I have my favourites in the cast recording, song based, and maybe I will do a video one day explaining which of my favourites on the show, but this is definitely a show that I would like to return to if I can, and I'm financially stable enough to do so. But yes, it was just absolutely brilliant. It's my first jump into the Fortune Theatre as well, which was an eye-opening experience. I've walked past it for so many years and I didn't realise the size of the theatre, both stage wise and also in the front of house area. It's quite small. Maybe the toilets aren't the most plus size friendly toilets I've ever been into. That's just me and my fatness problem. But yeah, it's absolutely excellent. Currently it is booking until the 23rd of September. Like I said, hopefully there will be another extension. I don't think that there is anything waiting to go into the Fortune right now, which means that it should stay around forever and ever and ever. It is so funny, feel good, brilliance, and it's just excellent. So go and get yourself a ticket basically. I can 100% seeing this show doing other things in the future. I feel like it would tour well because the basics set and everything is quite stationary, and it's more about manoeuvring props than manoeuvring set. So who knows, maybe I'm gonna call it 2025. I feel we're gonna have a UK tour of Mincemeat, and if we do, then you should go and check it out if you can't get to London to see it at the Fortune. But everyone should go and see this show. I'm even debating buying my parents tickets to go and see it, and they're not normally theatre people, but I think they would love seeing this show. So there we go. I'm going to leave this video here because I've rambled on about this show for long enough. But yeah, go and check it out. I'm going to bid you farewell, say thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back for more theatre and travel based fun next time. I love you all lots, and I shall see you again soon. Bye.